My name is Luke. I donated all my belongings to do free labor on a vineyard in Portugal. I split from my job, I stopped paying for my apartment, and I realized that my 20s are for learning and my 30s are for earning. I spent the last month working around 30 hours a week, pruning grapes, serving wine, and dipping bottles into wax. This is Morgado do Quintão, and this is where I've been living for the past month. When you get to the property, you are greeted with beautiful foliage and biodiversity everywhere. If you drive too fast on the road, you might just hit a bunny. These vines have been in the same place for over 100 years, and they're very thick and robust.
These vines right here are over 80 years old, over 100 years old even. They are so thick and robust and deeply cemented in the terroir already, they're not going anywhere.
This vineyard is located right outside of Silves, which is a cute medieval castle town in the Algarve of Portugal. The climate is relatively similar to California, but gets significantly more rain. As soon as you set foot on the property, you're greeted by manicured green spaces and a main house and pool. In the main house, there are various different rooms for employees, volunteers, and there's a large living area with a dining room used for tastings and four-course meals. And also olive trees that have been on the property for millennia.
It's like a main living room area for people to come, schmooze, enjoy their wine. Here we have a huge table set up just for big parties and events to come and enjoy their tastings.
This is the kitchen. It's very updated, very well taken care of. Over here is where we have coffee and breakfast as a team, and then lunch, and then dinner as a team. It's an incredible experience. I love it. All right, everyone, check this out. So this tree right here next to me is over 600 years old. And then this tree right here is literally older than Jesus Christ. It is 2,000 plus years old.
Sometimes the chickens crawl up in there and hang out.
And this tree still produces olives. It's not blooming right now, right? But if you look close, those right there, those are olives to be. So right behind me, we call the Almond House. It's another rental that we have on the property for Airbnbs and all that kind of good stuff. We just had a bachelorette party in here, so it may be a little dirty.
Around the property, you can find fig trees, olive trees, wildflowers, eucalyptus, and my personal favorite was the lavender and thyme bushes everywhere. This vineyard specializes in the Negro Mole grape, which is the oldest varietal in the region. It prefers the terroir of the Algarve and doesn't grow anywhere else. It's known for very low tannin wines and softer acidity.
You can see the soil here is like this soft red clay, right? Has a lot of minerality in it.
So right behind me is our Negro Mole field. The Negro Mole grape is one of the oldest varieties in the Algarve region. It's used mainly because it has less tannins. It's usually for lighter reds as well. It's not too complex, but it's extremely easy to drink and very enjoyable grape.
There are also chickens that are free range, and during the day you can expect them to be strutting around everywhere, eating bugs and foraging for seeds. They produce about a half a dozen eggs a day, and we use in meals for breakfast and lunch and everything that you could possibly imagine. And 100 years ago, there was a fully operational olive press with stones that were heavier than you think.
So this area right here, more or less, has become more of a storage space. However, 100 years ago, this actually used to be a fully operational olive press and producing factory.
These are huge metal bins that all of the olive oil that was pressed gets filtered into and gets ready to process.
And then right behind me right here, these are two massive granite stones.
These two big stones turn and press and crush all the olives. They get filtered down into here, right? Then if you look over here, it looks like there's tracks. So these big bins get rolled over to here so where they can easily get the oil, put it in the bins, and then get it over there ready to process.
And if you look even really close, you can see this big, huge generator right here and this pulley system that spins this big old tube and then goes right into here
On this big old lever system, and then boom, that's how it all turns, that's how it all spins. It's crazy cool. I cannot emphasize how much mass is in these stones. It is so dense, I'm not moving that to save my life.
I don't know, I just found that ridiculously cool.
Look at these huge, huge bins for olive oil.
So right behind me right here is one of the guest houses that we rent out every now and then. So originally I was staying in the main house, but then another volunteer came. So they moved me to here because there was no one staying in it. Which, lucky for me, I have my home place to myself now. I honestly have never felt more spoiled in my life. I have all of my meals taken care of. I have a beautiful pool to myself, my own huge patio, a 3-bedroom house. It's honestly way too much.
Over here, I've been doing a little bit of reading and then some yoga in the grass. It's amazing. And then look at the view. There's mountains in the background and then vineyards everywhere.
It has honestly been so blissful waking up and knowing that I'm gonna learn more and actually learn about something that is so cool. Yeah, it is hard work. It's manual labor, but I feel like I needed that. I feel like I was getting so distant from like real labor in America that this kind of knowledge about viticulture, agriculture, learning how to work with your hands is something that AI is going to have a really hard time learning and replicating. So honestly, I feel like this experience right here has taught me more than even some of the things that I've learned in school.
This was a transformative experience for me as a person. Volunteering for the sole purpose of learning and being truly changed the way that I look at labor. And it changed the way that I perceive the world and different cultures and who I want to be as a person. If you are stuck, stagnant, alone, afraid, or just sick of your life, don't be afraid to change it, even if that means giving away everything. I can honestly say that this has been one of the happiest and best times of my life, and nobody could pay me to regret it. What would you do if you weren't afraid?